What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 5 Grayscale trusts today. 5. GBAT for Tinkerbell, BCHG and LTCN for Andrew D'Angelo, GSOL for Paul O, and ETCG for... Oh, no. I forgot to write your name down. Whoever you were that requested ETCG, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's it. That's it. Maybe it was somebody who wanted to be anonymous, but I think I genuinely just forgot, so... Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, you guys. Let's get into this. Looking at GBAT here, I wouldn't be surprised if you made a move lower. I wouldn't be, but let's look at BAT real quick. I don't want to do this for all of them because some of these have already made videos on tonight. I don't think BAT moves lower. I think you're at your low, man. Okay, so that's a little bit encouraging. Cool. Higher low, all right. Let me look at the daily. Hold on. Yeah, I think you're moving up, actually. I do. I think you held that 236 area fine. You're probably moving up to 17 to 19 bucks over the coming days and weeks, right? I think these wicks were an indication, actually, of what you want to do, but you're not going to move up there like this. You're probably going to move up there slowly, like throughout the rest of the month, going into next month even, right? And then inevitably you've got some kind of like W here. You'll probably move up higher past that, but I think you found your low. Yeah, I think you're moving up higher. GBAT, BCHG, Grayscale, Bitcoin Cash. Let's see, $9 is the current price. 2272 support. Nice bullish engulfing candle. Yeah. Lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price. You're moving up, bro. I think you found your low. And that's cool. That's good. We like that. That's all right. Friday. Let's just see where BCH is compared to Friday real quick before I say that convincingly. You're a little bit lower. I don't know. Maybe you do move up before tomorrow. I don't know. BCHG, you might move lower. You know, you've done this thing, Bitcoin Cash, where you've moved down and then the Grayscale Trust doesn't move as much. So I'm not too worried about it. You absolutely could move lower starting next week. You did reject your 50 area. Ah, yeah, maybe you do move lower. Maybe you do. Okay, I was gonna say you found your low, and maybe you have, but rejected your 382. I spoke too soon. You might be moving down to 650. You're at $9. BCHG might be moving down to 650, y'all. If not there, I would think that at least, I mean, probably yes, it does go lower than that. That's my thoughts. Sorry for the mislead on that. That's a nice look, don't get me wrong. It is a nice look, but considering what I think is going to happen with BCH, I think 650 to 550 is where you're going to go for BCHG. LTCN. I'm really tired, y'all. I can't. Hopefully I'm not showing it. I probably am showing it, but I took some medication today, which I don't normally do, and one of the side effects that I was reading is drowsiness, and I'm definitely feeling that right now, man. Not to mention I'm already tired most of the time, but let's see. Lower lows, higher lows, it looks good for sure, but you can afford to go lower. Rejected your 2272 all the way down here. Perhaps you go down, I mean, perhaps you go down lower. Yeah, I think you do. You probably, I think you will see prices below $16, but probably not below $14. So $14.50 to like, yeah, I would say what I'm calling for right now is probably closer to $15.72. Probably $14 to $16 is my best guess. Let's look at this real quick. Low to high. Yeah, I think so. 1550 looks good, man. Looks like a really decent chance to hold there, but probably lower. Yeah. LTCN not looking the best right now, but it'll be fine. GSOL. GSOL's looking kind of good. Let's look at Solana. See what that one's doing. I do think Solana's going lower. Actually. actually. So GSOL, that's, I remember my Solana video now. 425, yeah, you're probably moving down. You're at a resistance point here. Yes, you had a green day, but you still found resistance here. I don't know. I'm not too encouraged by it. High to low, 618 rejection, 382 support. Hey, there you go. You know, that actually doesn't look bad. I keep going back and forth, man. I'm sorry. Actually, it doesn't look bad. And you closed above your 382 or your 618. I'm sorry. Closed above your 618. Keep going. Don't stop. If you stop, if you get back below that 618, you're likely going to go below that 382. And if you go below that 382, what you're likely going to see, GSOL, is a move down to 311 to 284 or lower. This is a very shallow retracement area. You could see the 2272, 3113, 191 to 240 could be in the cards. And you're at 425 now. Those are extreme numbers to the downside. But most of the time, fortunately enough, when you do that, it's just short-lived. So nonetheless, yes, I think you're going lower as well. Not absolved of the lower side. Rejecting the 60. We'll see. Prove me wrong. Keep going. If over the coming week, if like the next day, let's say tomorrow and the next day, you move up more, I will say that you're probably done moving lower. You're probably done moving lower, and you're going to move up. Time will tell, and not in a lot of time. It will not take a lot of time to tell. ETCG. Lower. Lower. We'll see you down at 932. That one was easy. Yeah, 932. I know. Don't you worry, anonymous viewer, whoever you are. I didn't write your name, but I did write down that you wanted me to calculate the all-time high projection. So from the all-time high to the all-time low of this chart, you know, you could find resistance at $64. You're at $10.94 now. Perhaps that's where you go, $64. Perhaps you go to 250. Perhaps you go to 840. Oh, there's something I wanted to talk about too. There's a few of you. Hold on, that you guys asked some questions on here. While we're on the note of this, let's see. So hop along. You wrote a very nice long message. I appreciate you. But you were talking about how, and this is, I think this is a good point for a lot of people actually. And you said, let's see. You'd like me to talk more in depth about the volumes during the last bull run and how low volumes can drastically spike prices. We are seeing that now in other Grayscale trusts like low volume and File G. The volume was low during the last bull run, which created super high premiums because of the low liquidity. Wouldn't that be the exact opposite this time around? As your trading volume increases drastically, swing prices and premiums could calm down compared to low liquidity trusts. How do we know that Grayscale had the exact same number of shares of the native coin during the last bull run that they have now? That number should change as Grayscale added or took away from the trust. I'm sorry, I'm blocking the camera, but I had to. All of that, I couldn't say it better, Hop Along. I mean, you're saying, right, you're asking me to talk more in depth, but bro, that was a very in-depth question and statements that you made there. Everything you said I think is very true, and I feel like I've alluded to that. I feel like I've said that without saying those exact things throughout this cycle, right? Talking about how I expect the premiums to be lower and everything. But yes, absolutely. You know, in coins, stocks, whatever, that have less liquidity, it's easier to move the price, right? Think of liquidity as like, I don't know, turbulence or I don't even know what a good word to use for it is. Not a barrier, technically. It's like, I don't know, but yes, think of it as a sense of like, the more liquidity there is, the easier it is for you to get in and get out. But the less liquidity there is, the easier it is for the price to move up and to move down, right? And you can, I mean, obviously here, very high volume, a lot of liquidity going on. You saw a huge spike, right? Of course you did. But I mean, you saw a pretty big spike down here with less volume too. You don't need a low amount of volume to see crazy moves. Of course you don't, but it definitely took less time to move from this low, right? You took 2 months to move from like this low area to that high area. It took 2 months with a lot less volume. Here, from this same low area over here, it took you over twice the amount of time, right? And you did inevitably move higher. You finished with a bang on your volume. A lot of volume can push up the prices a little bit more dramatically. Of course it can. But you said it perfectly, and that's, I had somebody else, I think it was Mr. Liesel, you were talking about how, I expect the premium for LTCN to be lesser this time around by a large degree than last time, and I think that reflects perfectly on the question that Hopalong was saying here, is that less liquidity last time, right? Grayscale trusts, people knew about them, but not as many people knew about them, right? More people know about it now, and that's great. That's great for adoption. That'll probably help push the prices to new all-time highs, of course, but it's not great for the overall percentage growth. And you can see that in Bitcoin, right? When did Bitcoin, or any stock, any crypto, when did they do their best work? When did they gain the most? Obviously, they saw new all-time highs afterwards, but when did they gain the most? It's when less people knew about it, when there was less volume, less liquidity going through the system, right? Going through the market, whatever. So yeah, that was one thing that somebody wanted me to talk about. There's another thing too, and there's Michaela, I don't know, Michaela. Oh, it's Michaela. I'm sorry. I said I was tired, right? You've been watching me and Ethan for a few months now. Shout out to Ethan. Shout out to Michaela. I hear you both talking about the premium. My question is, isn't the premium already indicated in the price of BCHG and LTCN? Yeah, kind of. I mean, yes, technically, right? Yes, technically, but I don't know if that's if how you mean it is the way that I'm taking it. But yes, the premium is indicated in the price, right? Because the price here is at $9. The NAV share, the NAV price per share is $2.77. So yes, the premium is indicated there. We have a difference of the NAV price to the actual price of about $6 and what is that? 23 cents. Man, I really am tired. I couldn't even do that math. That's like basic math. But yeah, it is indicated in there, but you wouldn't know what the premium is without the NAV price. So the only way to check it really is to go on Grayscale and see what their shares outstanding are. And touching back to what Hopalong was saying, they do add and subtract. This number changes all the time. Go back and I guess you can't really, I don't look at this every single Grayscale video, but I want to say this was at 8.6 at one point. The last time I saw it, now it's at 8.5. So they do take from it and add to it. And just because it went down doesn't mean it's anything bad, right? Like they do take and add to it, just to clarify that. There's no way to know how much they had last cycle, right, relative to the amount of volume they had. There's no way to know. But back to Michaela's question. The only way that you could really tell the premium is by identifying what the NAV price is. And on Grayscale, they tell you what your NAV price is. If you want it in dollar forms, you can just deduct the current price from this, and that'll give you the dollar forms. It's at a $6.23 premium from the actual, from the NAV price, what its like fair value would be. That doesn't mean that it has to go back to there. It doesn't. It never has to, technically. You guys, the people investing, you're the ones that decide what the price is, right? If you want it to go down, it'll go down. If you want it to go up, it'll go up. Kind of, right? You all want it to go up. And obviously, if that was the case, then it would just go up in a straight line forever. But there's people who take profits. There's trading bots. There's probably Grayscale themselves that own some of these trusts that sell to take profits, or like keep the lights on or whatever, or just make money. There's various reasons, but yes, the way that you would calculate it is you basically deduct this from this, and then that's your dollar value of the premium. If you wanted to make it an X, like you hear someone talk about a 2X, a 3X, a 10X premium, well, then you would divide it. You would divide, I believe you would divide 9 by this instead of subtracting it. So if you want the multiple, divide it. If you want the dollar amount, you subtract it. And that's essentially that. And that's for any of them. You just go to Grayscale and you can figure that out yourself. But ETCG, back to finishing this part up, I do think you move lower, right? I think I actually already said this, but I'm just going to say it one more time. 1094 is where you're at now. You probably do move down to 932. As far as new, oh, that's where I got distracted. Okay, I actually want to go to ETCG real quick. ETCG Grayscale Trust right here. Let's see. Yes, yes. So the largest premium that we saw, oh, actually, whoa, what? What? That's so weird. ETCG, Ethereum Classic, you saw your NAV, you actually saw a discount, not a premium at your all-time highs. That's weird. That's kind of weird. That's not encouraging, in my opinion. It might just be a one-off. It might just be weird. Okay, that it just might be weird, but that is weird, right? I didn't know this before. Here, hold on, come on. Can I get, there we go, a closer look. I think I was looking at, I don't know why. Why did it say that? Oh, I'm doing it backwards. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Again, I'm tired, man. NAV price actually, no, yes, I did it right. The market price, what the hell? Oh my goodness. Okay, so the NAV price, it was actually at a discount there. I was trying to see what the highest premium was last cycle. I suppose you had a premium here. What the heck, man? No, you didn't. Do you not have a premium? It's on discount. It's been on discount this whole time. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay. You did. That's in 2021, yes. 2018. Okay, hold on. Let's just look at Ethereum Classic real quick. Okay. So we're trying to find the all-time high for ETCG this cycle. That's what this is all revolving around. So I do assume ETC, Ethereum Classic, will probably see new all-time highs this cycle. The minimum target would be about 360, which from the current price would give it a 16, 17x. Let's call it an 18x, actually. About an 18x, okay. Damn, is that a 19x? No, it'd be closer to an 18x, yes. So let's just say 18x. 18x in ETC would then imply, right, if it stayed the same, if there was no, if the discount didn't go away, if it's just saw the same thing, 18x would then imply that you would see a price of like $205. You're at 190, or you're at 1094 right now. That's pretty close to your 1272. You might see that. Maybe your discount gap gets lessened. Maybe it closes itself a little bit. Maybe you even get a premium. If ETCG does get a premium, that'd be really good for it, because then you could see prices literally at 522, even up to $900. No shit. Like, you really could see that. I just remain skeptical. That last cycle, that's kind of odd. You know, not to discount the previous cycle, you did, this is actually during the bear cycle. You actually had, you were at a premium during your bear cycle and a discount on your bull cycle. This thing's backwards, man. I don't know what to say. But you've been following it, even though you have been at a discount this whole time, you have been following it in tandem pretty well. It does look like recently that the discount has lessened a little bit. But it looks like when ETC grows, that discount gets a little bit larger. That's odd. That's kind of odd. Maybe there's just less interest in this thing. That could be why. I don't know. Either way, I would expect that by the end of this cycle, prices above $200 are doable for ETCG. That's the best that I got. So with that, I'm going to end the video. A little bit more of a heavy emphasis on ETCG, but we don't talk about that one as often. I have talked about BCHG. I talk about the other ones often enough, so a little bit less of an explanation. I guess this was the first time I've ever talked about GBAT, but that one, you weren't asking, Tinkerbell. You weren't asking what the all-time highs would be, and I'm glad you didn't, because I don't want to do that again. But screw it. Let's actually look real quick. Hold on. GBAT 970 here. It's hard to say because you don't even have that. I don't know. BAT. Nope. We don't want that. No, we want crypto. There we go. High to low. If you see new all-time highs, you're at 16 cents now. Maybe you go all the way up to $3. Maybe. That would be a 26x. Nope, that would be a 24x. 23x, I'm sorry. 23x. That'd put you all the way up at your 2272, essentially at 267, maybe. Yeah, maybe by the end of the cycle. Maybe more if your premium grows, right? Because this one probably does have less liquidity. There we go. Now we're looking normal, right? You're at a premium already. Okay, and you saw an insane premium already earlier this year, man. It can get more insaner, right? Your NAV price went down a little bit, but as that goes up, this will probably too go up. Yeah, I think you will. I actually think, I don't know how I would go about calculating it, but I think you could see prices above 400 bucks with this thing by the end of the cycle. Yeah, maybe even more than that. This one, because it is probably less liquidity, it looks like a lot of volume here, but it's probably not, right? Like, let's just look. The highest volume you saw on a monthly basis was 291.5K, 291.5. This one was 18 million. 18 million, right? A lot less liquidity in GBAT than there is BCHG. LTCN probably has less than BCHG as well. 8 million, still a lot larger. So yeah, GBAT, it could stand to reason that you would see a larger premium with this grow, and that could allow for like a 40-something, 47x, maybe even beyond that. Who knows? But I don't know what the all-time high would be. I know that's not what you're asking for, but I figured why not? Screw it. We already have BCHG and LTCN ideas, not really GSOL. We have ETCG and GBAT, ideas for the all-time highs, and they're just ideas. They're not. I'm not really expecting any of these to happen full-heartedly, but based off of the analysis that I just did, I think that they have a chance to achieve these prices. So, or more. Like, you never really know. These premiums can go insane, and especially back to what Hop Along was saying, especially with the ones that are lower liquidity, absolutely you can see those premiums get away. And then back to what Mr. Liesel was saying, shout out to all these people, that yes, LTCN would probably see a lesser premium because there is more volume in this cycle than there was last cycle. And actually, I think we can see that, right? LTCN. Yeah, right? Up here, look at how crazy that was. Look at how crazy, right? That was when the premium was at a 59x premium. No volume. None, right? The people who had theirs locked up, they didn't sell. Some of them did, but they didn't sell. And then some people bought, and then boom, dumped the market once they started to sell, right? All this volume now, this is the most volume you've ever seen, and it will probably only continue to grow as the cycle goes on. I'm not saying this won't see new all-time highs. You guys already know I do think LTCN and BCHG will see new all-time highs, but the premiums, I've said this in that one math video that I did that was really long, and this one's matching it almost, but not quite as well versed, not as well spoken because I'm sleep deprived here. Is that you're going to see the premiums not be as substantial, specifically with BCHG and LTCN, as they were last cycle. And the underlying reason for that, again, is what Hop Along was saying very clearly, is that yes, there's more volume, there's more liquidity. It's harder to move through the books when there's more orders, when there's more money in the way. It's just harder to move through the books. It doesn't mean you won't move through them. You're just not going to move through them as insane, right? So if you want those insane gains, maybe some lower liquidity ones. But those lower liquidity ones, they say high risk, high reward. You get that high reward, that high premium comes with high risk as well. And I don't know, man. Maybe they've already seen most of their growth. Like on ETCG, right? It's at a discount, but maybe it only sees a 40x. On GBAT, maybe it only sees a 40x too. Litecoin, LTCN, I've got projections that would put it at a 40x as well, right? And it won't see as crazy of a premium, but compared to GBAT and File G and HZen, it's at a dramatically lesser premium. So to me, that's less risky too. I don't know, man. I'm talking so much right now. I don't even remember my last 10 words. So I'm going to go to bed. I appreciate all of you very much. Take care of yourselves. Have a good night. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.